Hello, this is Dave and welcome to Equities Story. I'm here with the incredible Wolf, and this is obviously just general share advice and not personal advice. And let's get going. Wolfie,
Yes.
good move overnight. So anyway, looking at the Dow, what a bounce from the Dow. And again, if you look at this, not too far off record highs. I'm looking at the Nasdaq, and the Nasdaq bouncing again on the way to near record highs, and I'm looking at the XJO. And again, good little bounce. If we end up here like 7,370, then next week is looking good, Wolf. So, what was all the panic about?
Dave, it was almost a disaster to looking normal again. So yeah, how amazing how you can't panic too early, right? It looked pretty dicey for sure. We looked at it, a number of times last week and this week. But as we always say, Dave, we need to look at the longer term trends. We need to look at the week as a whole. And again, that comes to the fore. And again, we've saved. So thank God for your technicals, Dave. We've saved once again to be patient and wait for the end of the week for the moment.
Yeah, the week's not over, but
Exactly.
anyway,
For the moment.
hopefully. But Wolf, the Omicron is looking pretty weak, and possibly it could be our way out of this mess, and the market's reacting to it, and possibly the more noise we get out from the Omicron saying that if we all catch this, we become resistant to COVID, then maybe we see some light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, I think there's also an extra little bit of info from one of the drug companies with one of the treatments they do for not vaccines, but one of the treatments saying, yeah, it works on Omicron 100%. So there's a bonus as well for the hesitant and non-hesitant that's they've got something just in case.
And we've had sort of more positive news out of China. They're interested in they're going to stimulate the economy.
It looks like it, or at least at the property end market. I think they're going to ease some of the mortgage rules. So that's a positive. I probably, bailout, probably Evergrande. So, that's, while still probably overhanging and a definite risk, surely China's interest are for an orderly type markets in there. So for me, that's risk is sort of easing as well. And yeah, absolutely. China definitely that wants to probably do some stimulus to get this economy going again. And we've seen some signs of it. We've seen iron ore imports do very, very well in November. So again, iron ore, Dave, jumping to 110 today. So we know yesterday we talked about
Wolf,
phosphorus, haven't we?
I want to have a look at these iron ore charts
Go
because
on.
you were teased
Crucified.
and crucified on your no-brainer.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it is going to be a no-brainer.
Ah,
Maybe the no-brainer curse is going to be lifted off your shoulders, Wolf, which would
I
be.
hope so. I hope that might be a miracle Christmas.
But Wolf, I'm looking here. I'm looking at Fortescue here,
Yeah,
working its
yeah,
way up.
yeah.
I'm looking at CIA as well, nearly back over 5. So not far to go. If it can, you know what? I'm going to give this the benefit of the doubt. If these can get over trend by the
Mhm.
end of the week or by the end of next week, then I'll be happy to trade them.
Okay, fair enough.
So with obviously with if a stimulus in the Chinese economy, with the iron ore price going up, well, I mean, you look at CIA. Sorry,
Mm.
scratch your head. It's 2.5 billion market cap. How much have they got in cash at the moment? They did, I think, 800 million EBITDA last year.
I think they net position is negative. So they've got cash, but they also got big debt. So net negative, but it's not too bad. So for me, all good because they've got pretty strong cash flows.
Well, I mean, but they're trading less than it cost to get the project up and running.
Mm.
The initial one. I mean,
Mm.
it's you certainly see value in there, Wolf.
Yeah.
So interesting. Now, Wolfie, just to start off, just want to talk about MRZ. We're going to be putting out an interview which I did yesterday with the executive director Peter Roos, and he told us a little bit about Montreal. Now they had a announcement out today, and I just want to remind people that we actually sort of 2 years ago we did the IPO. A lot of people went into this and did really well, but really it's one of these. We're really sort of backing the man here, Michael O'Keefe, who is obviously famous for Riversdale, and also he's famous for CIA, which they bought for originally $10 million. So Michael O'Keefe is one of the obviously people involved in MRZ. They've got 2 early stage projects in Canada, in Quebec, Wolfie, and both very, very interesting. One, basically, there's been some fantastic drill results nearby at Ben's, and their other project, which they put the announcement out today, is a deal they're doing with Azimuth, and again, it's only early day trenching, but there's been some positive signs. So possibly it's going to be an interesting one to watch over the next 6-7 months to see what those drill results are like, Wolf, if they're successful or not. But like I said, very early days, but it's one to keep an eye on. And hopefully everyone enjoys the interview anyway that we did yesterday. Okay. Now, Wolfie, let me talk about DVP.
Okay.
So, what do you make of that announcement today?
I'm just amazed at the move, Dave. It was looking like, it was probably going to fall further, but then all of a sudden that they did the consolidation, and it's like I got a whole new life. I don't quite understand what's going on here, Dave, but they have been drilling in the background, right? While the share price is going up and down like a yo-yo. They have been drilling. They come up with an announcement today saying, look at our infill results. This looks great. It's going to help us with the mine. So yeah, it looks positive, Dave, from that point of view. You're following the man here, just like you did with MRZ and O'Keefe. We're following the man here with Mr. Bill Beeman, who really wants to transform this company into a multifaceted miner/mining company, as in mining. I don't know, maybe providing some expertise in the mining space. So interesting, and you're following the man. So nice bounce. Love the bounce here. So anyone still got it who has been pretty patient, you're probably back to where you bought it at. So at least that's great.
Yeah, no, it's very good, and just hold on. Wolf, PLY came out with an announcement, had a little bump up. They look like they're being very proactive in the business. They're looking to do deals. They're looking to obviously sell their expertise to build games. I mean, not a like you said, we were talking about it earlier. Not obviously like as good as the previous announcement, which was with a much bigger company. But it's all positive stuff, isn't it?
I mean, work for hire. It's like someone coming out to say, "Hey, we love what you do. Can you do some work for us?" And then you go, "Okay, well, it's going to cost you this much. Let's sign a deal." I mean, that's as simple as it goes, right? So at least they're being maybe approached and recognized that they are very good at this space. So I think they're going to develop some sort of card game. 8 months, going to get paid cash. There's no share of the actual revenue side of things. So, it's a win-win for them. What it actually means materially, I'm not so sure, but we'll probably find out in a few weeks and months. The beauty about it, Dave, is they are making deals left, right, and center, which means they're in demand, right? So they're getting the name out there, and more and more companies are flocking to PlaySide to collaborate with.
And is that because the actual games they've developed, Wolf, are good, and people saying these guys have got talent?
Absolutely. I mean, you can see if you go onto the either Android or Apple's app shop where you can actually buy some of these games, the reviews are very, very good for some of the games they've produced. So absolutely, name and experience counts for a lot in this industry. So, and if they can produce games that people like to play, you're definitely going to get people knocking on your door.
And Pete, I think you were saying the other day, they obviously, I can't remember what it's called, Doom of Darkness or something. Age of Darkness is a big one they've done. Have they got some more PLY exciting games to release over the next few
They do. So that, over the next 12 months, they've got a number of titles again coming out. And remember, they've just, they've got collaborations with 3 companies over the last 3 months, they announced. So there's going to be more games they're going to be developing with those peeps. So yeah, look, it's going to be a lot of news flow, I'd say.
All right,
good to be in and just see how far it can take you.
All right, but the market cap is getting on a little bit, isn't it?
It is. It's expensive, that's for sure. But hopefully the FOMOs will push it higher.
All right, we'll see. Okay, now Telstra.
Yes.
Came out today. Obviously, it's holding trend quite nicely. Explain that announcement, Wolf, because they got their full quota of I think it said low band from? Was it?
Spectrum, yeah.
Yeah,
Low band spectrum, so that they can. Well, like you said, they've got a full quota, which is good news for them. Of course, they probably want to grab everything, but competition rule says no, because there's other players that want to probably transmit stuff. So yeah, look, obviously it's positive news. They got what they wanted, and hopefully they can use it to their advantage. So I'm still happy with the fundamentals of it. I think it's definitely turning around and looking more positive with time. So I'm happy to be on board at the moment and see how far we can take this.
TLX, Wolfie, again, they came out with a positive announcement today, and again, that chart is looking superb. So what's going on here? Wolf, you look a bit stunned. Oh, sorry, you froze. I thought you were a bit stunned with that question. I thought, oh my God, he wants to buy the stock or something. He's loving it. What TLX, Wolf? What's you froze it again. I don't know. Hang on. I might have to pause the video. We'll start this again. Wolf, you totally froze then with that ridiculous hands in the air with your mouth looking. Yeah, it was that. So we're talking about TLX.
Great.
We do apologise. Obviously, a little bit of internet problems in Queensland, which is typical for a third world country. Wolf, so just tell me, TLX, what's...
It's funny though, Dave. There's a lot of New South Wales people coming to Queensland. They obviously love the third world country lifestyle.
Yeah, yeah. We like to see how sort of natives lived or how they lived in the old days.
Okay.
It's without where it's
candles and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, you're simple folk and watch the villagers. Collect water in the stream. Right. It's all a bit of fun.
All right, let me just quickly summarize TLX. Great announcement, I suppose. Collaboration with a Spanish biotech. So positive. Looking forward to see what else they can come up with. But remember, at the end of the day, for me, just a trending stock because I'm looking for commercialization. I want to see some revenue flow to start happening.
All right, Wolf, OCC. So this is a story that's just, it hasn't sort of trended that well, really, let's be honest, over the last sort of 2 years. But it's a story that you've got a lot of, in the long term, could be very, very good. Now, today's announcement, could you talk about it? You could tell us a little bit more about the OCC story.
Yeah, so they've got, I suppose, a product called Ortho ATI and some other Ortho type stuff where they treat regeneration of nerves, ligaments, tendons, right? So it is a very interesting space. And I think today's announcement, they're talking about the tendon tears and the results look very, 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 very positive, right? When you look at 95% of participants at 12 months reported a level of function of treated shoulder consistent with a successful outcome after having received an average of 4 failed conservative treatments, including physiotherapy and steroids. So it's better than steroids and physiotherapy, Dave. If you can do that, I'll take it. I think this is, look, I admire this. This is, I love stuff that can potentially improve recovery of injuries, especially nerve, maybe damage, and because it's something really, really problematic, right? And of course, tendon damage and so on, lots of sports injuries and so on. So for me, great space, but it's going to probably take a little bit more time to get to commercialization phase. However, I love the story here. So,
well, Wolfie, who hasn't got damaged tendons from sport? I mean,
yeah, exactly. So a huge market, right?
I mean, I damage my tendons getting in and out of bed nowadays. So, like, I mean,
you're an old fuddy daddy, but that's normal.
Wolf, is this a bottom drawer? Would you have a story?
Yes and no. I mean, you definitely, if you're going to be buying it for the story, you've got to have patience. So you got to, use the bottom drawer, but you can't just lock the bottom drawer and throw away the key. You got to, keep looking at it to see if things are going according to plan and the results from the studies, from the clinical studies are still positive. So that's one criteria you have to tell yourself. I think, the other thing is FDA approval. It needs to happen because that's the biggest market, of course, in the world. And that's where the, Wild West is, Dave, with the biotechs. and I know you hate it. It is all about money, unfortunately, but that's how it is. So yeah, look, definitely bottom draw, but you got to be looking at it, making sure that everything's still going smoothly.
All right, let's have a look at EMD Wolf. They came out with announcement.
Yep.
You weren't not that interested in the announcement, but
it wasn't exciting. But another little tick add to the other ticks that they've been going. So it's a progress report type stuff. I'm more excited about either monetary type contracts or really breakthrough type announcement. I'm not sure this is breakthrough. I think this is just a progress report, which is okay.
EGL, Environmental Group Wolf, having a nice little breakout today on today's announcement. Why Wolfie?
Look, it's definitely to do with that successful PFAS trial results that were removed today, which means I think what they say is demonstrate successful separation and removal of regulated, I suppose, toxins, right? Let's call them toxins from various waste streams. Fantastic. And that's exactly what we're looking from companies that can come up with and clean the waterways, whatever. It fits in our criteria of looking at environmental type stocks. So for sure, that's why investors are interested in this, and potentially it could become another little FOMO stock like CXL, right? Which that also is a wastewater treatment type company. So looking, possibly trading here.
Wolf, this did 46 million total revenue last year.
Okay.
It's had a 24% increase in revenue this year. EBITDA 3.1. Actually had an NPAT of 1.7.
There you go. So why didn't I get excited about it when I read it about 3 months ago? I don't understand, but it might have been something that I needed to wait for. But look, it seems good. I might have another look through.
Let's have a look at that. You've got a market cap of 61 million. Doesn't look too crazy. What was the other one similar story that you put on and it did have a run?
CXL.
So let's have a look at that one. And I know you like this one down here, right?
Yep.
This was one of your hot stocks in this sector, sort of green environmental sector, which we looked at, and had a fantastic run up. And I'm just having a look at the CXL story, and these guys have got a market cap now of $1 billion, Wolf.
I'll tell you what, Dave, let me stop you right now. I know why I sort of said I'm going to give it another 6 months. Is because they picked up the old assets of RCR Tomlinson. So that's why I'm thinking, okay, let's just give them a 6 months. Let's just see how they go with this new thing. They've had a number of business units under their guidance. So I just wanted to be, confident that this story is legitimate. So Dave, yeah, look, overall, definitely looks good. The numbers you've read out definitely looks good. I am just being ultra conservative here and just want to be certain that whatever they've picked up, they can work it.
Do you think ultra conservative we could be too late by then? It's already gone. Do you think you trend it anyway?
Look, you can trend it anyway. This is the thing. It's all you're trading is just with a high risk attached to it from my side, right? But of course, you can trend anything like we've done previously. It's the fact is for me to give the full tick of approvals fundamentally. I think I just need to see that 6 month, 12 month, maybe performance that we have growth. We have, every single business unit is actually firing on all cylinders. So that's what I want to see. And Dave, look at CXL. We, 150 to $8. That's okay. If this is legitimate EGL, we can still do quite well out of this.
Yeah, it's interesting though, isn't it? Like sort of 60 million market caps, strong revenue, growth.
Yep, definitely play it. Love the space. It's been working very well over the last 12 months for a number of stories, not just CXL. There has been other companies that sort of also shouting from the rooftop saying, hey, wastewater treatments and so on.
The RCR Tomlinson, the side of the business they got right was the installation, maintenance and repairs of, are we correct here, boilers, burners and steam equipment.
Yeah, which has got nothing to do with environmental, does it? No. So that's why.
No, but where's the risk in that? Where's the risk?
Oh, look, it's a new owner, right? So that's the first risk. New owner is always going to be, what are they going to do with it? Can they improve the margins of the previous business, right? So coming from a
But the reason RC Tomlinson went broke was where they had that massive overrun on a different project, right?
Yeah, I realized that, but like I said, coming out of administration from someone else, you always got to take.
But this was always a successful division, right, of Tomlinson.
Well, yes and no, possibly, but you still want to see under new ownership how it works, how it operates, right? So even if it was maybe positive for RCR, right, under their stewardship, is there guaranteed it's going to be positive under these guys?
I don't know. I mean, if you look at the RCR management, I think surely anything's got to be better.
Wait, but look, I'm just, like I said, I'm just being ultra conservative here. Whenever I see acquisitions and takeovers and so on, I normally want to give it 6 months to see how they're going to do, especially when they've got number of divisions under their wings, and they do. And it's not everything's environmental. Remember, the water treatment, yes, the Tomlinson stuff, no. So there's I suppose a number of things to just consider when you're looking at this company. Well, that's why I suppose back then 3 months ago I thought I'll just give it another 3 to 6 months.
Yeah.
That's my excuse anyway.
All right, but definitely, Wolfie. I think this one's going to be a really good trade. So
yeah, I think so.
I think if you can buy it around this sort of 0.23, right? Just have a target 30 with a stop loss at 0.18. Yeah, and let us pray.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, like I said, I think it's a decent trading stock. I mean, like you said, revenues, profitability. So it's not as like a penny punt you're trading on. You're trading. I'm just being maybe obtuse in a way where I'm being conservative. I want to see a bit more out of it before I get really fully comfortable with it.
Yeah, no, Wolf, we totally understand. We're with you there, but I think when you look at what they're doing in the market cap, this is interesting.
Agree. It looks if there was no issues in my head, I'd be going, yeah, get into it.
Yeah, well, I don't see any issues, but we'll go. All right, Aristocrat. Tell me, there's a good announcement today.
Oh, good and not so good. I mean, whenever you see a CFO leaving, the market usually goes, run for the exits, right?
Well, this has gone up, so
yeah, exactly. This case is opposite. So why? Look, I think you probably can say, the CFO has been there for 8 years, so she's allowed to leave. And after 8 years, surely you can go, you've done your job. If you want to play squash or something, go for it. So in this case, she's going to still stay another 6 months, orderly transition to another CFO. All good. No problems there.
Yeah, well, I don't think she's going to play squash, Wolf. Maybe golf, but I
know. What going to play?
But maybe you know something about her that we don't know, Wolf. So,
no idea.
Now FME, which
yes.
we think this is very early days, but we think it could be an interesting story, because why? It's similar to Chalice. It's I think it's platinum. Yep. Now, Wolf, they've done something quite interesting there. They put out old drill results, and this was put out came out as a sensitive announcement, which is fun. But let's have a look at this. So these are the old drill results.
Yep.
They talked before about obviously drilling this project and looking for the high grade stuff. What are they doing here? Why are they coming out with these old drill results, and what's the logic behind this?
Look, I think they are just exploring all options here, right? So we know obviously probably the focus is the high grade stuff, but they're looking at the low grade stuff. Is there something can be done on a maybe larger scale with a lower grade stuff? Is there a project here where maybe before it was discarded, right? We've got a different environment these days, what it was previously back in the old days when Ponton was around. Maybe the prices just weren't good enough for the low grade stuff to be considered, so they were discarded. So they are revisiting it. It's okay. I don't have a problem with that, right? Revisiting old stuff. But it's obviously doesn't get me excited looking at old historical drill results. I want to see something new come through. But look, it's a process they have to go through. They have to go through. Let's explore this. Let's see if we can take it further. Is there something that can potentially make this a bigger and better project? Fair enough.
So it's interesting, and we just need those drill results to come out so we can have a look at this.
Yep.
Wolf, on that note, Anything?
Let me just have a quick look through my list. So we've talked about pretty much everything. I've got it on that. So no, I think we've done a good job today, Dave.
Have JLG come out yet? Have they come out with what they're going to?
Good question. Let me have a look.
In fact, yes, of course they did. They're interested in 2 projects in America.
Ooh.
Looking at a sorry, Wolf, I read it in the AFR. Looking at a 200 million raise.
Wow.
And they can't decide. I think they're going to come out today and mention which project they're going to have a look at.
In America, is it?
Yeah.
Great. Look, the thing is for me, Dave, this is going to be an ongoing issue, right? You've got all these weather events that are just getting worse and worse, more dramatic. There's so much more work that needs to be done to restore buildings, to rebuild stuff. This guy's going to be swamped for the next probably 20, 30, probably forever, right? So I can understand why they're going so well. That's why we're on this ride.
And Wolf, I've just seen obviously in the news as well, Australia have imposed diplomatic boycott on the 2022 Winter Olympics in China. That's I thought they were looking at ways to try and improve relationships.
Yeah, well, look, watch out for the Chinese to retaliate. That's all I can say. So I and all players, be warned.
So obviously, let's hope they don't.
And Dave, most importantly, Ashes starts today. Hopefully, it'll be 5-0 whitewash to Australia.
Well, listen, I think the Australians have got a good team at the moment, Wolf. But we do have we've got some pretty good players, mate.
Okay.
Well, I support Australia anyway. I've got 5 little Australian kids. Mate, if I
So if you had England playing Australia in say football, who would you choose?
I support Australia, but I just don't want to be humiliated. That's all. I don't mind losing a little, but if we lose a little bit, that's okay.
Okay. You are changing. You are becoming an Australian. Well done, Dave.
Yeah, I am. On that note,
All right.
thanks, Wolfie.
Cheers.
Have a good day. Bye, mate. Bye.